When someone reaches the age of 80, we often hear people say, well, it's normal to slow down. They're old. But what if it isn't simply age that causes decline? What if the factors behind it are more subtle, hidden beneath the surface, and often completely overlooked? Today, we're going to explore 5 surprising reasons why so many people experience a decline after the age of 80. These reasons are not always about physical health. In fact, some have nothing to do with age at all. They're about something deeper. They're about the quiet, invisible forces that shape the emotional, social, and even environmental factors of life. So let's take a deeper look at what might be happening and how we can help those we love avoid these hidden traps. The loss of human touch. As we age, it's natural to experience loss of loved ones, friends, and even pets. For many elderly individuals, this loss is part of a silent, gradual process that takes more than just the people. They take the touch, too. We often think of touch as something casual, like a pat on the back or a handshake. But touch is far more profound than that. It's an essential part of human connection, a silent communication that speaks volumes without words. When a person turns 80, they may no longer receive those frequent hugs from family, the reassuring touch from a spouse, or the gentle hand-holding from a close friend. What happens when this goes away? For one, the human brain begins to lose the sense of connection. The physical touch of others stimulates the release of important chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine, the hormones responsible for happiness, relaxation, and social bonding. Without these chemical signals, people begin to feel isolated and their body responds in kind. A sense of loneliness can set in, triggering a decline in both mental and physical health. Studies have shown that touch is directly linked to better immune function, lower blood pressure, and even a healthier cardiovascular system. When these essential connections are lost, the body begins to slowly weaken. It's not just about feeling sad. It's about feeling forgotten, disconnected from the world that once embraced them. The solution? Don't wait for them to ask for a hug. Offer it freely, often, and with love. Reach out, hold hands, and remind them that their worth is reflected, not only in their words, but in the warmth of your touch. The importance of non-verbal communication touch is often underappreciated in its importance. In the early stages of life, touch is one of the first forms of communication we experience, from a baby's first grasp to the comforting hug of a mother. Touch is integral to building trust, security, and relationships. As people age, the touch of a loved one becomes more than just a physical interaction. It becomes a crucial part of their emotional health. Research has shown that regular touch can help lower anxiety, reduce symptoms of depression, and even improve physical healing. As we grow older, the opportunity for physical touch tends to diminish. Many elderly people face challenges like living alone, physical disabilities, or even the passing of loved ones, leading to fewer opportunities for affection. This diminishment of touch may leave them feeling isolated, even if they're surrounded by others. What's often overlooked is the profound impact that these moments of connection, however small, can have on overall well-being. Moreover, physical affection isn't just for comfort. It's a vital link to maintaining a sense of belonging. People who live in environments with frequent and healthy social interactions tend to have better immune systems and more energy. Touch helps them remain grounded in the present moment, nurturing a sense of safety and calm. Without it, the spiral into loneliness becomes a very real and painful reality. So how can we restore this vital connection? Consider sitting next to a loved one, gently placing your hand on their shoulder, or holding their hand while speaking. A hug doesn't need to be long. Just a quick squeeze can make a world of difference in someone's day. Physical touch can act as an emotional anchor, reminding them they're not forgotten, and that their well-being matters. Too much silence, and too little being heard. In our younger years, we often find ourselves surrounded by voices. Children asking questions, friends sharing stories, co-workers offering advice. But after 80, many elderly individuals live in a world where silence becomes their closest companion. Their loved ones might visit less frequently, and when they do, they often speak to them as though they're fragile or not quite able to understand anymore. The conversations become shorter, the topics lighter. They are treated as if they are children, offering little room for genuine opinions or desires. Yet, we all need to feel heard. For someone over 80, being treated as though their voice no longer matters can be a crushing experience. When a person's thoughts, stories, or feelings are dismissed or overlooked, their inner world begins to shrink. It's not just a matter of aging. It's a matter of being treated as if their experiences don't count anymore. That subtle, gradual shift is a silent killer. Feeling invisible or disregarded has a profound impact on someone's mental health. Without a voice, they begin to lose their sense of identity, purpose, and self-worth. The decline isn't always physical. It's emotional. It's psychological. As humans, we thrive on validation and engagement with others. We need to share our thoughts, to express our fears, our joys, and our regrets. But the elderly, often distanced from their families or friends, begin to lose those chances. The effect of prolonged silencing isn't just one of loneliness, it's one of despair. How can we fix this? The next time you visit someone over 80, ask them real questions. Tell me about your life when you were younger. What advice would you give me about this situation? Tell me a story from your childhood. Give them the chance to speak and listen, not just to the words, but to the emotions and memories behind them. Because sometimes the best way to make someone feel alive is to listen to what they have to say. Spaces that are too small and too quiet. Most elderly people downsize as they age. They move to smaller apartments or rooms with fewer objects and fewer noises. And while this might seem practical, it comes with an unseen cost. The space you live in has a direct impact on how you feel about life. It affects your energy, your creativity, and your sense of connection to the world around you. For many seniors, this shrinking of their physical environment mirrors the shrinking of their emotional world. Without wide windows that open to green, spaces without sounds of life beyond the walls, their world becomes more enclosed and more muted. The physical environment is crucial for our mental well-being. Nature, sunlight, and sounds of life have been shown to lower stress and enhance mood. For someone over 80, confined to a room with little natural light or interaction, this lack of connection to the outside world can create a feeling of being trapped. their energy levels begin to drop. Their vitality begins to fade. The importance of light, sound, and space cannot be overstated. When you're surrounded by a sense of openness and light, your mind feels more expansive. The feeling of spaciousness helps reduce stress, improves creativity, and enhances mental clarity. On the other hand, confinement to dimly lit, cramped spaces makes people feel claustrophobic, both mentally and physically. If you know someone living in such conditions, think about ways to change their environment. Can you bring them a plant? Open the windows more often to let in natural light. Can you arrange for someone to visit or chat with them regularly to break the silence? Small changes in their environment can have a significant impact on their well-being. These changes don't need to be large. Sometimes simply rearranging the furniture for more openness or adding a few bright touches can create a more welcoming and positive space. A life with no more challenges. One of the most underestimated causes of decline in older adults is a lack of challenge. As we get older, many people stop pursuing new goals. They retire, their children become independent, and they find themselves in a routine of quiet, passive living. It's easy to understand why this happens. After all, they've lived a full life. They've worked hard, raised children, and have experienced the world. So, what else is there to do? But the truth is, the body and mind need challenges, big or small, to stay healthy and engaged. When a person reaches the age of 80 and no longer sets goals, no longer pushes themselves to learn something new, or no longer strives to grow, they begin to stagnate. The brain needs new experiences, fresh learning and goals to stay sharp. It doesn't matter if it's learning a new language, completing a crossword puzzle, or even helping organize a family event. These small challenges keep the brain active and engaged. Without them, the mind becomes lazy and the body starts to follow suit. For many, challenges provide the motivation to get out of bed each day. They provide a reason to keep moving, to keep learning, and to continue growing. The absence of challenges often means an absence of purpose. And without purpose, even the simplest tasks feel burdensome. People begin to decline, not because they're physically incapable, but because they no longer have a sense of direction or motivation. So, don't let someone over 80 live a life without challenges. Encourage them to take up a hobby, start a project, or simply find something that sparks their curiosity. A life without challenge isn't a life at all. It's merely existing. And we want those we love to live, not just exist. Just exist. 5. No longer feeling needed. Perhaps the most powerful and heartbreaking reason why so many elderly individuals experience a rapid decline is this: they stop feeling needed. For much of their life, they've been caregivers, providers, teachers, leaders, and supporters. They raised children, worked hard, and contributed to their communities. But after 80, it's easy to feel as though their role has come to an end. They no longer have the responsibility of caring for children or holding a job. Their children may have moved far away, and their friends may no longer be around. This sense of uselessness can be devastating. When we stop feeling needed, we start to lose our will to fight, to stay healthy, to stay strong, to stay alive. How can we change this? We can remind our elderly loved ones that they are still needed. They are still important. They still matter. They still make a difference. Ask them to help you with something small but meaningful, like organizing a family event, teaching a grandchild how to bake, or offering advice on a current problem. Help them see that their wisdom, their presence, and their love are essential. When someone feels like they matter, they will fight for their health. They will fight for their life. Maybe their decline isn't really about age at all. Maybe it's about all the little things we take for granted. The hugs, the conversations, the challenges, the need for them in our lives. And if we can give them these things back, then maybe, just maybe, age won't feel like a prison. Maybe it will feel like the start of something wiser, more beautiful, and filled with purpose.